Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, from whom I learned this truth. And Shalom to the 144,000 elect. I am Mayak Allah. And just wanted to bring out a few verses because sometimes when I'm just going about my day, or even on a plantation, I look and see, in particular, I'm talking about those people who are Israelites. But I look about and I just see people who are just so happy and just love being here in Babylon, and they're just so happy about the upcoming holiday season where they get to celebrate all this folly. And I just wanted to bring out a few verses. This won't be very long because I hate it here. just to be quite frank about it. And when I see other Israelites who are just making plans and who are just talking about how this is just the greatest country to be in, it just gets to me, because they are just engaged in so much folly and just engaged in so much. They're not really paying attention to what's going on in this world, and they've gotten so used to the treatment that they get from Esau Edom, and they just think that this is they just couldn't be any better place for them, and they can't imagine that it's going to be a kingdom that's going to come where they will have or partake in really righteousness, and they just can't even fathom leaving this place because they feel like everything is just so great here for them. But the first verse that I wanted to bring out, and you can see the heading here, this is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, "Do not love the world." And it says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." And I want to read verse 16 also. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world." And that's what you see. You look at a lot of these celebrities, you look at a lot of these ball players, and even if you just scroll through YouTube, that's what you see. You see all kind of people just engaging in all kind of folly. They want to always show off their diamonds. They want to show off their clothing. They want to show off their cars, and they're just so happy to be here. And I want to talk about how their their education and hold up their alma maters where they graduated from, and they're just so proud of themselves and so proud of their accomplishments. And there's nothing wrong with being happy or being pleased with a certain accomplishment that you may have achieved. But these people, they idolize these things, and it is their everything. And they just can't imagine anything that's any better for them. And this verse is just saying that if you love this world like this, it's almost like this is your heaven. This is as good as it's gonna get for you. And for the heathen, that is truth. But for if you're an Israelite, there's a kingdom that's coming that's going to be much more rewarding, much better for you. And like I said, this won't be very long. I just got a couple more verses that I wanted to bring out. I wanted to go over to Psalms. Of course, I got to go to Psalms. And I'm going to go to chapter 17 and verse 10. And this is a prayer of David. And just praying that his enemies don't overcome him. And in verse 10 it says, "They are enclosed in their own fat, With their mouth they speak proudly, and we know who that proud one is. That proud one is Esau, Edom, because like they always say, they want to make America great again, because they're so proud of what their forefathers, all the slaughtering and the murdering and what they call conquest, of the various places in this world. They're just so proud of their heritage and the things that they have done, because and they have done what they have been blessed with. They've been blessed with the sword, so that's what they've done. They've gone about doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're supposed to be the evil ones, and they're doing a damn good job at being just that, being those evil ones. And they speak so proudly, and they speak of the things that they have, the things that they are privileged to have, not realizing that the Lord has allowed it to be this way, but they're proud of their forefathers and proud of themselves. All right, and I'm going to go over to Luke chapter 6 and verse 25. Slakia, I'm not jumping around a little bit. Going down to verse 25, it says, "Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. And woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep." In the NLT. And this is in the red letter, so this is Yahushua speaking. In the NLT, it says, "What sorrow awaits you who are fat and prosperous now, for a time of awful hunger awaits you." It says, "What sorrow awaits you who laugh now, for your laughing will turn to mourning and sorrow." So you have those who are just so happy here because they have everything that they've ever wished for, they've ever wanted, they've ever hoped for. They have every opportunity. The way this kingdom is set up, Esau has every opportunity. You see some people who talk about their credit cards and talking about their loans, and it's when Esau goes into a bank, it's no question in his mind that he'll be approved for a loan, even if he don't have the credit rating to even to make him eligible for it. They still come out with some type of loan. They get some type of approval for these things, and when you do come across one who's been rejected from a loan, or from having a credit card approved, they can't believe it. They just overwhelmed. They can't believe that it happened to them because they've been rejected, And for them, and in order for them to get that rejection, you know that they have to have a so-called credit rating from this world that is really, really poor, because like I said, for the most part, it just doesn't happen. When they go into a bank and request a loan or sign up for a credit card, it's pretty much automatic. They're going to be approved for something. They don't have to be concerned about being rejected, because 9 times out of 10, who they're going to a bank, and it's their people. Esau's gonna look out for Esau. All right, and I just have a couple more that I wanted to go to. I want to go over to Luke chapter 12. And want to go to verse 15. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 15. And he said unto them, and this is in red letters, so this is Yahushua speaking. It says, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesses. And I wanted to look at this word covetousness. And it is G4124. And I'll give you a pronunciation of it.
Strong's G 4124. Pleonoxia. Pleonoxia.
All right, in the biblical usage, it says greedy desire to have more, covetousness, avarice. Let's look up avarice. Avarice says extreme greed for wealth or material gain. All right, and that's what you see in these bankers. That's what you see in these people who own these big companies, who they just want more and more. They think of more and more ways in order to make profits, whether it be cutting corners, whether it be laying people off, whatever they can do to just increase profits, because they're not happy with just being rich. They want more. When they see themselves doing well is not good enough for them. They want to be doing better. They want to be doing better than the next company owner. So when they see a rich man, they want to be richer. They want to have even more. They're just never satisfied. All right, that's the attitude they have. They have to have more than everybody else. And under the Strong's definition, it says fraudulency, extortion, covetous practices, greediness, and that's what it is greed. They're just never happy. They're just greedy and have to have more and more. All right. And that's why we have a system that we're coming up on, where we're going to have that RFID chip. And I say we. I pray that I'm not susceptible to this RFID chip. But you're going to see that this is the plan of the elite, because they're not just happy with having the riches of the world. They want to have control also. They want to make sure that they have control over what little bit that you may have, so that they could be able to be in a position to turn it on or turn it off whenever they want to. Is up to them, and that's what they want. That's just greed, not just being happy with the wealth that they have, but they want to also own you. They want to control you. That's just greed. All right, I just wanted to read a couple more verses here. Verse 16 back in Luke 12 says, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And verse 19 says, and I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Most High. So while this man has taken so much time to store up riches here on this earth, and reached a certain amount of wealth, he has no wealth in the heavens. He had no wealth. He had built it up, no treasures in heaven. That means he hadn't done anything to serve the Lord. He hadn't done anything thinking about the Lord or thinking about the time when he would have to leave this earth. So he had no treasures built up in heaven. All right. So the only thing that he could do is rely on was being so happy here and being happy with his wealth and with his riches. But the Lord can take all that away. He can take all that away and even more. All right. All right. And I'm going to pretty much leave it there. Like I said, this is not going to be very long. I just wanted to bring out a few verses because, like I said, I've been just reflecting on the folly that I see, you know, and how I see that there's so many people who are just so happy, thinking that there couldn't be any kingdom any greater than this because they're so happy here with all their worldly accomplishments and their worldly achievements. All right, and I'm going to leave it there, and I pray that this has been edifying to the listener. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom.